What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Mosley, and that's the one and the only. It's our horror fan, Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, buddy?
That's right. Oh, I'm looking forward to more horror, and well, I'm ready to get down to some Metroid Prime. I'm still itching for that one.
Yeah, we do. Good news is, thanks to Nintendo, we do have a code, so we will be having that review hit the show and our YouTube channel very, very shortly, as well as our website, where everybody can find us. Usually, though, Scott, is 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as youtube.com/theofficialitg. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later, insidethegame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. Dude, today's show, a new Call of Duty this year will be bringing early access to the game and a whole lot more. Is Nintendo's $70 price tag for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom going to be the new move going forward? And there's more games in development for PS VR2. Thank goodness. I'm still asking for a state of play, dude. I'm still asking for something here. Give me something, Scott.
I think there is one rumored, but I don't know anything about it yet.
Bring it, because we are long overdue. I'm calling you out, PlayStation. Where's the state of play?
Yeah, let's see an early March one.
Yeah,
well, give me some time.
Early, Scott, is going to be Call of Duty's beta and a campaign early access. Call of Duty 2023 is on the way. We covered this just the other day, Scott. We knew it was coming. Dude, there's no way they're going to take a year off. Come on. This is Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming. There's been a lot of confusion about Activision's next entry in the Call of Duty franchise as of late, but Insider Gaming has been able to verify with its sources that there will be a fully fledged Call of Duty for 2023 title. Previously, rumors have suggested that the game will be a premium DLC for Modern Warfare 2, and although that appears to have been true at one point, Insider Gaming understands that the project changed direction to become a full premium standalone release planned for 2023. As for the content of the title, details are scarce, but the game will be heavily connected to Modern Warfare series. If recent Call of Duty titles are to go by, though, expect a lot of remastered maps for multiplayer. Scott, is that a bad thing or good thing? What are you thinking?
Oh, that's an okay thing for me, except if they follow Modern Warfare 3, as in they're remastering number 3 now. It has success with 1 and 2, but
sure.
3 was just the weakest one with me. I really don't. In fact, Call of Duty 3, Modern Warfare 3 might be the weakest Call of Duty I've played.
Well, Tom continues on to say the games associated in Modern Warfare series would suggest that the game could be called Modern Warfare 3. But Insider Gaming was unable to verify the game's name at this time, as it's not yet decided. Scott, it sounds like we could be getting your Modern Warfare 3, my friend. We do have some other key dates and details, though. We're getting a beta weekend on October 6th to October 10th for PS4 and PS5. We get beta weekend number 2 is coming on October 12th to October 16th. For everybody. Now we're getting in the world of PC and the world of Xbox. And then we get campaign early access in November 2nd. Full release is to be November 10th, 2023. Now, these are all rumors and speculations. Tom says he's had some insider sources tell him that this is what's going on. Take it with a grain of salt. No official details out of Activision have been clarified yet. Scott, the biggest thing for me, dude, we're talking heavily as of late, obviously, with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard going into Microsoft, becoming a part of the Xbox family. The very first beta weekend, dude, is still attached to PlayStation only.
Yeah, it's funny the amount of scrutiny that this situation has put on PlayStation and all the exclusive deals that PlayStation gets. Most recently, I'm seeing people talk about Harry Potter, of course.
Yeah, I picked up Harry Potter on PlayStation and we got some exclusive content over there. We're heavily be covering that title here in the near future as well. We got a review coming up today, so make sure you stick around and check our YouTube channel for that. And then from there, dude, we'll be littering with. There's so much content in that game. Like, man, we had a blast talking about it. I can't wait to keep talking about it. There's so much going on. And
it's so easy. We really could have gone for 40 minutes.
It's funny because we get through our thing and we're like, we better wrap this up. And we're like, yo, I still want to talk about this, and this. So yeah, guarantee yourself some more content coming out of Hogwarts Legacy because there's a lot going on over there. But getting back to Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm very confused in the Call of Duty situation because we had heard that it was going to be DLC and everybody kind of thought the same thing at first. And I thought it was tipped off. Remember, no Russian. As in that was going to be the latest
So
They never followed up with that.
you're right. It is in the game, and like, dude, that is kind of questioning what's going on. It reminds me of, okay, this is, I go over Ubisoft now because I'm such a big Assassin's Creed fan, where they did Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right? And they're ramping up and they're just pumping out DLC after DLC after DLC. And then we get Basim's story coming as DLC, but then it got so big and so grandeur that it actually spun off to be Assassin's Creed Mirage coming out sometime this year. So I wonder if that's the case that happened here, is that as they're working on this DLC, they're like, yo, and granted, this is also Activision who likes your money. So take that with you when you're thinking about this as well. They're going, hey, this is big enough. And Modern Warfare 2 sold 800 million within the first week. We should probably just put out another title this year and give you that and see if we can beat that 800 million. But if they're going to go with Modern Warfare 3, dude, I'm kind of a little nervous, right? Maybe they should have just kept to the DLC. But at the same time, dude, Call of Duty just sells, right? It's just a selling magnet when it comes to making money.
My opinion on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the original one, was it felt more like it was just DLC for number 2. It could have been a 3-hour wrap-up DLC. Yeah, it's almost what it should have been. Kind of funny that it's tripping through the same now.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if, dude, that's a funny statement. I wonder though, if, because it was supposed to be DLC, have they expanded upon that at all? Right? Did they make it longer? Usually, a Call of Duty campaign is wrapped up relatively quickly within like 6 hours, give or take. Right, depending on how slow you go through some of these levels. I know I'm a little bit slower when it comes to it, dude, especially in the stealth levels and sniping, dude.
Oh yeah, that's where the fun is at. Otherwise, I'm a Terminator bot.
That's, yeah, it's just mow down everybody. It's that
was a huge part in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was you become the Juggernaut, and I remember everybody losing their mind, but I just wasn't very excited about it.
Well, we'll see what happens here, but dude, I'm a huge fan of the Black Ops saga, I'll call it, right? I'm a big fan of Black Ops because it's a lot more stealth focused and just more espionage and kind of up my range.
I can't remember if Ghosts was a Black Ops title or if it was part of the Modern Warfare title, because, well, if you recall the ending of this latest Modern Warfare 2, it's heavily Ghost inspired. Everybody's super psyched on Ghost. If that went into a remaster of some of the content of Call of Duty Ghost, that would be amazing. I'm sure they've had all these conversations in the boardroom.
Well, so wouldn't you think though, wouldn't we want a Ghost spinoff? Like, here's your chance to kind of open up, right?
I think that was what Ghost was initially supposed to be. Of course, he was not alive at the time. So
how do you know?
Puzzling.
Yeah, right? So here you go. You have huge success off of this. What else do you want to do? You want to branch off to spin out, right? Let's spin off of what we've built a foundation coming back around with Modern Warfare 2 and make it bigger for the next one. Instead, here we go another year after. And I wonder if the 800 million, dude, in sales caught them off guard a little bit, right? They figured, okay, maybe we'll do 5. Instead, 800, like, it's just a juggernaut, right? It really blew the world away and everybody just loved it. So it kind of, okay, maybe we need to kind of back up a little bit and let's make more for this. Instead, not DLC though, a whole premium title. Which, dude, what happened to taking the year off, right? Is that 2024?
Yeah.
Do we get a year off? I don't think so. I don't think Call of Duty takes a year off. So. Not at all. But
I think it's going to go the way of Mega Man, where they put out one every year until it fizzles out on its own. And well, it's a question whether Call of Duty will ever fizzle out on its own.
No, fair enough. Dude, let's get into the world of Nintendo, because we got a few things to say here. Nintendo says Zelda Tears of the Kingdom $17 price isn't the trend going forward. So then why hike it up in the first place? It's Chris Scullion over at VGC. It was confirmed the other day that Tears of the Kingdom will cost $10 more than Nintendo typically charges on its Switch titles. However, in a statement to Game Informer, Nintendo claimed that it isn't the beginning of a new permanent price increase for its games. When asked for his reasoning behind the price and if $70 was the trend for Nintendo titles going forward, a spokesperson replied, quote, "We determine the suggested retail price for any Nintendo product on a case-by-case basis," end quote. The decision marks the first time Nintendo has charged more than $59.99 for a standard edition of a digital Switch game. Scott, these prices are US, not us over here in Canada. They are more over here in Canada. Sony began charging $70 for its first-party games when PS5 launched in 2020, while Microsoft stated changing $70 for the first-party Xbox Series X and S games this year. Numerous retailers have changed their pre-order prices to match Nintendo's pricing. Granted, because when it was first announced and revealed, it was still at the $59.99 price tag, and then all of a sudden it got hiked up just the other day to $70, Scott.
Yeah,
this,
I'm not so surprised actually, because if you go look at, now maybe it's different as of 2 days ago, but
sure.
if you go to EB Games, you try and buy Breath of the Wild, I'm pretty sure it's still full price, and it's still, I want to say 75. We're talking Canadian now though, so I'm not sure how that lines up. But I thought it was a premium price.
Dude, Nintendo never drops the price tag on their first party titles. Never. Like, it's just, if you want it, you're paying the full price constantly, right? And this game is where you see others drop their price. Major sale come through, right? Online store, retailers, whatever it is. All of a sudden, you'll see it start to kind of fizzle down over the course of 5 years. Dude, I couldn't imagine right now buying, okay, this is probably a bad example, but The Last of Us, even though it's been remastered again and again and again, right? But if you bought the original PS3 version, you're gonna pay a much decreased price, where if you're going back years ago, you're still paying full price for Nintendo titles. Like, that's just...
Yeah, I think Mario Odyssey is still full price.
Exact. And how old is that title? Like, are you serious? Like, I don't understand it, but we've always said here on the show and around the world, really, that Nintendo just kind of goes to their own beat. And
yeah,
they understand the
love
value
them or
of
hate them. They know what they're doing. Yeah.
Right. And I think they hiked it up, dude, because everybody's wanting this. Like, this is people's most anticipated title of the year. Right. So they're like, you know what? We can make an extra $10. Why not sell it at an extra $10? Case by case.
I've seen people talk about the price going up. Does this mean there's a new gen coming along? Is there any hardware update? That seems to not be true at all, which is unfortunate. And at the same time, though, those same conversations lead to people showing the footage from the latest Nintendo Direct. You think there's bad graphics on Switch? Well, let me show you this. And you look at the water in Pikmin, for example, and it looks great.
Really? You thought so? Dude, I thought the ground looked flat. If you take a look, go back, watch the Pikmin trailer. Everybody, I'm telling you, go watch it. Because when it gets lower to the ground, to the Pikmin, that ground level itself, it should be grass, right? And it's not. It is a flat, muted texture.
Oh.
And this is where
like an N64 grass.
Exactly, right? To the point where I'm almost waiting for that jagged edge. It's not even like a round hill it's on. It's just like, and it's just like, oh man, I want to see
Halo
Nintendo
just flashed
step
in front of my eyes.
I want to see them really elevate with the next. I just want the hardware. I know everybody goes, it's the Switch. It doesn't need to be whatever. I'm like, yeah, at this point it really does, because you're 2 generations behind.
Yeah,
and I just want to see Nintendo pull in the horsepower just a little bit, right?
Well, I still have fun booting up N64 games, as Nintendo will show me time and time again, but I still want to push it forward further than that. Let's do a remaster.
Yeah. Well, dude, I want to get into what's going on in the world of PlayStation, because, well, the PS VR2 is almost out. We'll have a lot to say here in the near future, but Sony confirms more than 100 PS VR2 games are currently in development. Thank goodness. And this is where I kind of got a bit of a problem going on, though, right? This is Michael over at PSU. Sony Interactive Entertainment has revealed in a PlayStation blog, once again in an FAQ for PS VR2, that there are more than 100 games currently in development for the next-gen VR headset. The format holder didn't specify how many of these games were first or third party, but it's still encouraging to see that PSVR 2 is getting plenty of support. We already know that Sony is prepping over 30 games for the device during its launch window. Their launch window is the first month. So the first March, more or less, is that launch window for PSVR. Dude, Moss is there, book 1 and 2. Right? There's a bunch of games that I'm like, yeah, this looks cool. That looks cool. Everybody obviously goes right to Horizon Call of the Mountain, because that is the staple of this. It's like when you launch a new console, everybody looks for like the car track, like, whether it's Forza or GT7 or whatever it is, right? You're looking, ooh, look at us push this. And I think Call of the Mountain is that feature, that selling feature here. But there's other titles. But the biggest, dude, man, just show us something. Dude, I'm at my wit's end here, just going, if I get the system, am I about to put it on the shelf and just let it collect dust once I'm done these launch titles? Okay, we got 100 games. Why are you not just showing us, hey, here's a sizzle reel of what's in development? Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. Here's a sizzle reel of the developers right across the splash screen, right? Like give us something to go off of that we want to see more. Everybody who is invested in the world of PlayStation, who bought the PSVR1, wants to know why they need to come back for PSVR2, because we've seen over the years for PSVR1, it fizzle out, right? Where are the developers? What developers are involved? Are they all third party? Are they first party? Do you have another first party developer over at PlayStation right now? Do you have a PlayStation studio working on a PSVR2 title? What are your thoughts, Scott?
I'm really hopeful that part of this 100 has to be first party titles. And if there really is 100 games in development, that's, a lot of those are not going to make it out the door. There's just no way. That's an obscene amount of titles.
That's fair. Yeah.
But
when do we get these?
You raise a good question though. Do we buy the PSVR 2 now, or do you wait a year? That's kind of the question everybody's going to be thinking.
Do you wait a year, let the price come down? Because over here in Canada, it's like $750 for this device, right? $600. It's not a cheap device what we're getting into. And you kind of, if you blow through that library, maybe here's the other side of it too. Not every game in that opening window is going to speak to somebody. Dude, there's horror games there that I am not going to touch. Like, not even close, right? I'm like, I ain't playing that one. I ain't going to play that one. But I do want to play this, 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 and this. So out of that 30, say I play like 10. Okay, cool. A lot of these games, when you go into the world of VR, are only a few hours, maybe say 8 hours tops, right? If you can blow through those relatively quickly, then what are you playing after a while? So you kind of wonder.
Oh, I'm watching the kayaking happen right now. So...
Scott's already getting sick.
That was the only time I've been affected by motion sickness. It was strong.
It's hilarious, dude. Welcome to VR, right?
I really
why. I want to know more.
I need you to be on GT. I want to see you play the GT, just so the contrast to the last VR driving experience you had. I need to know.
Oh man, so Steve and I played in MetaQuest 2, we played Grid Legends VR, and it was one of the worst games I've ever experienced as far as graphic fidelity. And the whole game was a blur, like literally just a blur in my headset, and I just couldn't. After a while, I hit an open car because you're in cockpit view, and I was having a great time, dude. I'm in the rally car, and I'm like hovering right behind people, and out I go, and I'm like beelining down. I was having a great time, and all of a sudden I get out in this open air space. I see the wheels, and I feel like I'm like this, and I just went green. I'm like, all right, gone. I'm gone. This is Scott in the kayak.
It's such a precarious balance. I want to see the Hot Wheels Legends game come out with VR, because I think that'd be just a little bit more acceptable. You're really? Looking at Hot Wheels vehicles instead of what I expect. If I see a Bugatti Veyron, I expect that to look a certain way.
I don't know, dude. I'm looking for the games that are more grounded, where I'm not having a lot of motion, right? So when it comes like movement, I would say where I'm standing still, having a good time. Moss is that experience. Moss is you're kind of down and you're controlling with the controller. You're controlling Quill as she traverses through and stuff like that. It's a lot more easing into the VR, right? Than saying, hey, start running. Because
if I could put you in my ship in Elite Dangerous, you would not last more than a minute. There's no way. Most fun I've had in VR.
Dude, we do have another showcases are always on the rise, right? Nacon will show Lord of the Rings Gollum and RoboCop in a new presentation next month. This is cool. I'm excited to see more of this. This is over at VGC, and I am awful. I'm so sorry. I did not get who did this article. My bad. The next Nacon Connect stream will feature a number of upcoming games. Next presentation next month to show off some of its upcoming titles. The Nacon Direct presentation will take place on March 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can look forward to us being there, Scott, covering this, and share lots of information about forthcoming games, according to Nacon. I am down to see some Gollum. Nacon has confirmed that the Lord of the Rings Gollum will be shown during the stream, as will RoboCop Rogue City. Dude, does RoboCop do anything for you?
I'm so curious about RoboCop. I really want to see more on this game. This is a perfect opportunity to show it off.
Yes. I'm curious, but we'll see how that goes, dude. I don't know how that will play out, but we'll see. They'll also be joined by Gangs of Sherwood. I immediately go to Hood and
Yeah, that has to be a Robin Hood thing, right?
Heartbreaker, dude. That's a heartbreaker, that one. I think so. I don't really know too much about it. Raven's Watch actually looks kind of cool. I want to check that one out. And then they got the Ride on the Edge, which is a motorcycle. I call it a crotch rocket game. So,
okay.
Just saying, dude, I love those street bikes.
Oh,
Street bikes
I played
awesome.
one of those. I played Isles of Man, I think it was. That was really hard.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, well, yeah, another presentation on the way, which is cool to see. And then PlayStation confirms multiple new free games available to download right now. You ready for this, Scott? Mafia Definitive Edition is available. Dude, go play this game. This is where it all... I
have number
Mafia.
2. I have number 2 sitting on my Xbox right now.
Nice.
One day.
I had the Definitive Edition. I was ready to go. I got into it, and then we got hit with more games. So, unfortunately, I had to make room. And then we got Ollie Ollie World, Evil Dead, the game, and Destiny 2 Beyond Light is there as well for all PlayStation Plus members. Very cool. Dude, that's cool. And I love Mafia.
Ollie Ollie World is one I really want to try out. I've seen a little bit of gameplay on that one. It looks so fun.
Yep. And then, dude, some exciting news. Ex-Ubisoft devs lead Krafton's new AAA studio in Montreal. This is not that surprising to see people leaving Ubisoft. We've seen a lot of things going on over at Ubisoft, which is unfortunate because we always talk about Ubisoft here and how much we love the games that they make, that they've crafted for us and the worlds that they build upon, right? So, but Krafton's up to kind of branching out more than just the PUBG, right? PUBG developer. Oh, sorry. This is James Batchelor over at GamesIndustry.biz. PUBG developer and publisher Krafton has opened its first Canadian studio, GamesIndustry.biz can reveal. And with the unveiling of Krafton Montreal, the company will be led by studio Patrick Mathith. He is one of the people over at Ubisoft that they just lost, and they keep losing more and more and more. Currently employing 12 staff, the team hopes to grow to 150 people within the next 3 years, adding another AAA studio to the already competitive Montreal development scene. Dude, it's a hot scene over in Montreal.
Yeah, I don't think you can throw a football without hitting a game dev.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot spot over there, right? So they've worked on Rainbow Six, Far Cry, and Watch Dogs. Now they're coming over here. I wonder if they're working on what is a game called Bird?
The Bird That Drinks Tears.
Yeah, what a weird title, but it's based off of a book, and it looks kind of cool. So I'm down to see that. But nice to see them kind of branching out. Another studio coming in Montreal. A lot going on over there, dude. Who else we got over there? We got our friend Adam Kleiman. Shout out to Adam over at Behavior Interactive as well, right? The Dead by Daylight team that they're most notably known for. And then they've got Meet Your Maker. It's out in early access right now as well. So
it's very troubling to see what's happening with Ubisoft and a lot of companies across the board. But it is good to know that there is some amount of catch. Krafton can come and pick these people up as well.
No, absolutely. Yeah, there's somebody else now kind of sweeping in, taking over, right? And Krafton's not a small studio or a small company at all, right? So they're looking to branch out to 150. Dude, I wonder how many other Ubisoft developers are pulling over. I saw Behavior Interactive just picked up a Ubisoft employee, another one. So, yeah, we'll see what the future of Ubisoft holds. And if
PUBG 2? Can we get a PUBG 2? I think a Callisto 2 is not going to happen, but
you don't think so, eh?
No, I feel like it just kind of fell flat, unfortunately. I loved it, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But not quite the blockbuster it was supposed to be.
Fair enough. Scott, we do have a couple games out today, my friend. What do we have?
Repentant has made its way to the Xbox One, X, and S. It was previously on PC. The Experiment, The Escape Room, is now on the Xbox ecosystem as well. Xbox One and X and S. It was previously everywhere else, even Switch.
Yes.
Hogwarts Legacy has made its way to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles, as well as PC. There are still later drop dates to be revealed for the latter consoles. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's fair. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live over on Twitch and YouTube at the official ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. It's the weekend, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. I'm Drew. That's Scott. And we'll see you inside the game.